Hello and welcome to Chubby Pug Yarn Podcast. My name is Emma and I'm the host on this channel. I speak about knitting and crocheting and crafty things. And my youngest kid is resting on my back, so I figured I could try to do like impromptu recording. If I'm going to record anything in March, it will be now. And otherwise I will have to wait and record in April. But yeah, I will give it a try and see how far we will reach. So it's been 5 weeks or so since I recorded last. I have been doing some crafty things. We have also been sick and all that, yes. So yeah, I can talk about that more at the end for those who want a family life update as well. But I guess that most of you are here for the crafty bits, so I will start there. I have been really creative and have five finished objects, but I only have 2 of them here. As usual. So perhaps I should start with one of those that is finished that I have here. I was lucky enough to test knit for Katarina Hagenhuset. She's a really good designer on simple, useful things that you can have in your everyday life. And when she asked for test knitters for her new mitts, I volunteered and got the test knits. So here are mine. The pattern is called Pilea mitts, after the plant, which I have several of. So it's a ribbed texture and a really nice thumb gusset. So I knitted the medium large size. You can do them in one color or as many as you want. It's a really good scrap project. I had these scraps left from a sock I knitted last year, which I can't show you because it was also a test knit. So, but anyways, I had these yarn scraps, so I knitted up these mitts. And I'm really pleased. I'm sorry about all the colors. I have been dyeing yarn. Spoiler alert! So yeah, these mitts I made in Wool Barn. She's a dyer in the UK. I have quite a lot of her yarn in my stash. And unfortunately now with the Brexit I can't get it as often. Kan du sova lite mer? Yeah. So yeah. It's a fingering weight thickness on the yarn. I have used mine a lot. It's really good for me since when I'm delivering Hugo, my eldest, in the kindergarten, I have to take him and Tova in the car, and the steering wheel is cold, and since it's still like -5 in the mornings when we go to the kindergarten, spring will come, but it's not yet. So when I have mittens on, I have a problem with fastening seat belts and helping with jackets and stuff. So I have on several occasions have mittens on me, and while helping in the car I put the mittens on the roof on the car and drove away with the mittens on the roof. So this solved my problem. So I have used these a lot already. So yeah, that's my first finished object. Then the second one was the single malt sweater that I showed you 2 episodes ago, I believe. I made it for my brother for his birthday in February. It was finished and I forgot to take pictures of it, but then I have been home to Sweden visiting 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Yeah, for like a winter vacation. We have 1 week in between February and March, most often. You have 1 week when school is closed and you're supposed to be out and do outdoorsy activities. So we traveled home to Sweden, visiting my family, and then I took pictures. So I will put up a picture of my brother in his new sweater. He was really pleased about it. I think the fit was really good. It was a fun knit and a quick one. I think I used 4.5 millimeter needles. I used a Norwegian yarn called Hillesvåg Vidde. So it's a pelt wool and mix, I believe. Or I'm not 100% sure the mix, but it's some pelt wool in it. And it's a quite thick one and it's really, really nice. And I made it in this orangey brown cognac color. So yeah. The other thing I have finished was a hat for Hugo. And that was actually also a test knit for Hagenhuset, Katarina. A simple ribbed hat called Muntra, which means, in Swedish it means like to cheer up. And he really wanted a pink one, so I made him a pink hat to have in kindergarten. Unfortunately, a lot of the girls really want to have it, so it's not uncommon that I see another child with the hat on. But it's a really nice fit, and it goes from a very small child up to big adult sizes. And the cast on is one take on tubular cast on, which was really, really easy to do. I was really impressed with it. I will have to take the hat and show you some other time because it's really, really nice. And I have also, since we were sick, I needed some new brainless knits. These have been quite small, except for the sweater, but the mitts and the hat was kind of small, so I needed something brainless. So I was really inspired by Valerie on I don't remember her Instagram name, Joyance Fiber Arts. We have been talking some, and we were talking about commercial sock yarns, and I got so inspired, so I bought one skein of Novita, the Moomin characters yarn. So I whipped up a pair of socks in the DK weight. I will have to show them some other time because my husband is sleeping upstairs with the socks on. He is crazy. I can't understand how you can sleep with socks on, but he, when he's cold, he likes it. So they are in use, but I will show them some other time when they are washed, I hope. It was a really nice yarn anyways. And the last one you haven't seen either, but I have it here. A test knit for Woolsome Knits. She's a quite new designer, and she looked for test knitters for a cardigan, baby cardigan, and you could make it in a full length or a crop length. So I made this for my little one. So this is the cropped version. I figured she could have it with a dress in the spring and summer. So I made the 12-month size. Tova is quite tiny. So I figured it would probably be in good use both spring, summer, and perhaps even autumn, even though she's turning 1 in the middle of April. So yeah, this is the Blue A cardigan. I knitted mine in Sannes double Sunday. And some dark brown wooden buttons. They almost look black, but they are really, really dark brown. It was not mindless, since you had to make sure to follow like the pattern with the increases for the arm and decreases for the sleeve, but she had quite clear directions, and it's like an intermediate pattern. It's really nice. It's nicely explained. I did a tubular cast on. Oh, perhaps make this one. So it's looks like it's double. So I made the same in the sleeves. I think it's a really nice finish. So yeah, I haven't even taken pictures of this yet, so I will have to do that and post on Instagram, but you're the first to see it. So yeah, that's all the finished things, and I have some projects that I'm working on. You have seen one of them before, so I guess I start there. Hugo wanted a pink sweater. I'm not finished yet because I wasn't really certain about how long I should make it, and it took me 3 weeks to make him try it on. He was like, "Later, mommy, later. I will tell you when it's 1 o'clock, later," and for 3 weeks. But then he said, "Now it's 1 o'clock, now I can try it." Toddler's logic, or a child. He's turning 4, so he's almost not a toddler anymore. But I have finished the body except for binding off, so I have a needle hanging here somewhere. Yeah. I'm doing tubular bind off on this to have it mimic the folded edge over here. I didn't want to have a folded edge in the bottom, since I think it will be quite bulky, but I wanted to mimic the look at least a little bit, so I'm trying to do a tubular bind off here. It won't be perfect since it won't be perfect since the tubular bind off that I know of is a 1x1, and I have knitted 2x2. But I think it looks still looks nicer than the other bind offs that I've tried. And I figured I could just wash it up and see if it looks alright, or otherwise I have to unpick it and try another version. So yeah, I have no pattern. I have just gone from his measurements, and yeah, some short rows in the neck, so it's higher up in the back. So we will see when this will be finished. He insists on waiting to use it until it's summer. He can have it on his birthday, which is in the middle of June. I'm trying to finish it now, so he can use it while it's still cold. But we will see. Hey! So yeah. We will see if it's finished next time or not, because I will need to knit a sleeve and try it on again, so perhaps it won't be finished for some time. Yeah. And then I have some new things that you haven't seen. One is heavily inspired by my Pilea mitts from Hagenuset. So my cousin, who is 8, or yeah, I think she's 8, she wanted some too. And the pattern isn't in such a small size. She's quite a tall and skinny girl. So I took some measurements and incorporated the same pattern as the Pilea mitts. So this is the first one. So she wanted red, yellow and black. So actually the red and the yellow one I have dyed myself. And I think they look really nice. So I will have to make another one before Easter. Because then my parents will be here visiting, so then I can send it to Sweden. And then I have two projects from my Make 9 that I have started. Since the single malt sweater was my first, perhaps I need to take a break. As I was saying, I have cast on 2 projects from my Make 9 for this year. Since the single malt was my first one, I figured I could just continue to work on it. So this is a sea glass hat. This is the 1 to 2 year size. I'm making it for Tova. So I have made it with 1 main color and 1 mini. You're supposed to, or not supposed to, but the pattern has you to be able to use very tiny scraps by switching every row. But I have quite a big mini, and I have this mini stark yarn. It's alpaca, wool and nylon blend. So I'm just having these 2 and alternating the rows. I was a bit skeptical. If I like this, because it's quite low contrast, and sometimes the mini yarn matches the other one a little bit too good. But I have several friends, and the husband says that, oh, it looks nice, so just continue. So I'm finishing it up. And then my last work in progress that I'm working on are also from my Make 9. It has been on my Make 9 for several years. The Arctic Starflower slipper. She comes down and is happy, and then when I restart she gets upset. You will see if I can finish this. So yeah. The Arctic Starflower slipper. This is my first one, so I'm at the toe decreases. I'm making this in the size 41-42. I have quite big feet. I was a bit worried that the instep was too tight, but I think it will be okay. I have tried it on. I have some of this knitting wire to hold the live stitches from the heel. So yeah. It's really addictive, but I can't knit much at a time, at long periods of time, because I need to have the pattern up, focusing, and with 2 kids in the house, and one of them who is not sleeping very good. I don't have spare time in the evenings, so I can't sit and knit well when the kids are sleeping, because I need to help at least her quite a lot, and also I sleep a lot myself. I have taken it very seriously, the sleep when the kid sleeps. It's good. But sometimes when she falls asleep in the car, so I will try to finish this up. We'll see if she's happy on my hip instead. So yeah, as I was going to say, she sometimes sleeps in the car when we're going to, when I'm visiting my work or going on appointments and stuff. She falls asleep in the car, and sometimes we just sit in the car. And then I have this, because then we have music on in the car, so I can't watch podcasts. So then I have the pattern up on my phone and I knit. So it's a little bit weird that this is my car knitting, but I get 1 row made here and there, so at least they will be ready for the cold weather in the autumn if I'm not finished with the second one before it's spring here. But we have quite cold floors, so I think they will be really nice, and I really want to make more of these. It's really fun. I'm contemplating having a contrast I-cord at the top. I have I have a forest green, and a really warm yellow. So I'm thinking about maybe having a contrast I-cord at the top. But I figured I could knit both of them, and then I can decide on the I-cord for both when I have done like the slipper itself. So yeah, it's really nice to work on this. And the yarn I'm using, perhaps I should show you, is from Moods of Colors, a yarn dyer in Sweden. She has been dyeing for several years now, and I have really enjoyed her yarn. So this is a non-superwash base, a DK gentle Corriedale. So it's no nylon in it. I think I made like a brain fart when I made this, but I figured that if I perhaps try to felt it a little bit, it will be okay. And otherwise I just have to repair them. It's no problem. And since I'm just going to have them inside on the floors, I think it won't be as hard. I'm not as hard on my feet when I'm walking inside. The problem is that my prosthetic foot is a lot harder, so I often tear like the left side. So I often have to do repairs on one foot and not the other. But we will see. I can evaluate. But I'm hoping that it will felt a bit with the use and will be okay. It's still a quick knit, so it's worth it either way. We are quite hard wearing on our knitted socks, especially my husband. He still walks on his toes, even though he's an adult. So the ball of the foot is always, oh, thank you, tic-tac. Is he good? So yeah, I often have to repair them in like the ball of the foot or sometimes in the toes. So yeah. I had some other things I wanted to show you, but I will see how much of it I can show you before she changes her mind. But I didn't bring the yarns I have dyed last time I recorded in February, because in January I did some dyeing. So the skeins aren't pretty because I haven't had time to do anything with them. But I wanted to dye some purple sock yarn for myself. So this is on the Regia base, like the commercial yarn. You can buy it in white. So it's a purple one that I have made. And then I have been dyeing some colors that I'm hoping to combine. I do have another mini who's going to be with this, but I don't have it here. I think my son has taken it somewhere. He often borrows yarn. So here is 2 skeins, fingering weight, somewhere between pink and brown. I'm not used to dye very light colors, but I think it turned out quite nice. I wanted it to be more in like a brown to purple, but it's turned out a little bit more pink, but I think it's alright. So I'm thinking about combining this with tiny stripes of the minis that I have dyed. Let's see if I can show them. Here. They look a little bit brighter on the screen. I also have a bright yellow somewhere. So I have pink, purple, and some oranges. So I'm thinking about perhaps fading it, or not fading it, but striping. Perhaps something like this. Or some yellow, I'm not sure. Or if this is just going to be minis for socks. Hugo is in a really pink period, so whenever I ask him, what color do you want this and this in? He always says pink. He wants his room painted pink, he wants pink clothing and pink shoes. So in some ways I try to... in some ways I try to make him happy by having pink. Yeah. So yeah, and I actually have a dye pot in the kitchen right now with some yarn that I hope I can show you next time. I think I won't be able to record anything longer because she is not satisfied. It's soon time to eat lunch for us. So yeah, I guess I will have to update you more properly some other time. Hopefully not too long from now. I'm having my birthday this Sunday, I think, the 3rd of April. It's the last of March today. So yeah, soon having my birthday, but when you have 2 tiny kids, you're like, I have forgotten about my birthday until a friend of me asked me last week, oh, what do you want for your birthday? So yeah, we will see if we will do something cozy. I bet we will. Yeah. Ska vi gå och laga mat? Yeah. So yeah, I had some stash a lot things to show you, but I don't have any hands left. So I will go make food with her, and hopefully I can show you the things in a later episode. I hope this wasn't too chopped up and that you enjoyed seeing some of my works in progress at least. What are you working on? I would love to see. You can just comment down below in the YouTube or tag me on Instagram if you want to. I'm Distortion there. So yeah, I hope you will have a really nice end of week and the weekend. I hope you're healthy and everything is fine with you. Take care and hope to see you soon. Bye!